So that's actually interesting. You can actually hear it. So it's actually raining pretty hard right now, which is great because it was so freaking hot the past few days. We seriously needed some rain relief. I still have my shirt off, so that's why there's no camera. Um, so actually, I think for the rest of the summer, there'll pretty much be no camera until things cool down. So, yeah, but with that being said, I'm just going to do something a little kind of short and early because I don't really want to bother waiting for the video. But with that, wait, can you hear? Yeah. Well, that being said, just getting annoyed with crypto because obviously it just like everyone is just shitting on Bitcoin. It's like what? It's just insane. Of course, that includes Trump, which then segues into like these like clueless conservatives and Trump supporters that just like fucking just can't see what's going on, and it's like so frustrating. It makes me more incensed that there are just so many boomers that still like buy into this stupid bullshit. And it's just starting to get frustrating. It's like I don't know what has to happen in order for people to wake up. And quite frankly, I'm just like fucking sick and tired of it. So we'll go into it. I mean, I probably have to actually. Shit, I forgot to say that it went live. Problem is, I don't know what I want to. What? Oh. Problem is, let me see. Live now as crude oil surges. Fear is rampant everywhere. Fundamentals stronger than ever despite inflation. Yeah, right now people are just being so fucking stupid, especially in the markets, that it's just starting to get very frustrating. But that could just be market distortions, or maybe people are making the right move and it's actually just the Federal Reserve buying up bonds. So who knows? But oh well. So anyway, she looks like a kid. Huh. Okay. So anyway, we should just take a look at the markets first. Because I mean, there's not really much to say about crypto except, I mean, it's making possibly a comeback from the bottom. Because it went down as low again as 31,620 or 31,300 or something like that. And like, I think in January that was like the low before Bitcoin continued higher towards 64 grand, as the months rolled on. So it was a pretty significant support number. So it's actually at least a good sign that at least Bitcoin's willing to kind of like not like just free fall to the bottom. But that isn't to say that other cryptos are being spared the pain, because everything's just getting hit. Like idiot Trump is hitting Bitcoin because he thinks it's a scam, not realizing that it's actually a salvation for most of his supporters. But the problem is he genuinely thinks that the tribe is on his side, and it's just like it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, And even Nick Fuentes is starting to get annoyed with it. Also, I wasn't sure what happened with Nick Fuentes' Twitter, but he finally tweeted it out on Telegram. So he still is actually suspended on Twitter for a week, but he deleted all his tweets just as a precaution. Because obviously he knows everyone's trying to mass report him. Because that's what used to happen to me on YouTube. People would just mass report me and my channel would get a strike. It's just such bullshit. Again, it's just so frustrating. And then I actually put out a tweet earlier about Ashley Babbitt and Bitcoin, right? Where is it? Yeah. No, that's a different one. Nope, that's a different one. Yeah, here we go. It's the fact that I got this many replies, not all of them, but like most of them were actually like, no, Bitcoin's a scam, and they were even trying to justify Ashley Babbitt's murder and then all this other shit. I just got so fucking pissed off. It's like, Like, this is fucking why conservatives are just never gonna win at anything, right? Well, at least the boomer conservatives. The Zoomer, the new generation conservatives, maybe they'll actually, they have a much better chance because they're not weighed down by retarded conventional thinking or old school thinking. So there is hope with them. Of course, the problem is my content doesn't really appeal to young people, even though that's what they need to hear. And then boomers are the only ones that are patient enough, but unfortunately, they always draw the wrong conclusions. So I'm like stuck in this like middle of the road situation where barely anyone's gonna hear or see anything. That rain is getting very loud, by the way. Wow. I have the windows closed too. So I'm in this middle ground where I can't influence anything. Like in game design terms, I have very little agency, and that's gonna be a word that I'm gonna be learning a lot about. So I guess my only hope really would be to make a really good video game. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and reduce the sound of the rain from outside. Holy shit! Yeah, it's basically like a flood out there, man. There's actually an inch of rainwater. With some kind of, a couple inches of rainwater at the bottom. Wow. The window is actually fully closed. Jeez, okay. Well, that's as good as it'll get. Then we still have more companies jumping in on the vaccine bullshit and then the degeneracy bullshit. I better not even say the word because they're out hunting for us now. So it really is just, like, I'm just like so pissed how things turned out, you know. But oh well, at least the markets have done kind of okay, right? Inflation's going up, right? So tips and SPIP and whatever is up. ExxonMobil doing very well. I think by the time it hits 70, and hopefully quickly, I can maybe get my money back from that. Even though I know crude oil is going up to $100 a barrel, because that's what the globalists want. And what the globalists want, they'll usually get. And of course, Bank of America, I mean, it was a little dragged down, but it'll bounce back up. Because it's been going up a lot lately, so it probably is just taking today to pull back. And yeah, the markets really just didn't do too bad. And then crude oil, of course, is the star of the show. It's $70.24 a barrel now. So hopefully it'll just keep going up, right? Then ExxonMobil will go up. I can cash out. Because I really do want to just cash out of all of my stock positions. Like, I completely just underestimated just how badly manipulated stock markets are. I thought the manipulation in crypto was bad, but holy shit. Just look at the stock market. I cannot imagine having a 401k buying any of this garbage. It really is just garbage. But, you know, that's why I don't like government regulations, because it just opens the door to this kind of level of manipulation. So what are you going to do, right? So let's see. So Bitcoin's an interesting thing. Yahoo always has the price. Okay, so it does look like Bitcoin is actually, and therefore crypto is stabilizing. Now I don't want to quite say that we're out of the woods yet. What should I use here? Now, I don't want to say we're quite out of the woods just yet, but I mean, I don't know. Like, there's just so much negativity directed towards crypto. I mean, it's just obvious that the globalists want to buy it up for cheap. That's why they're hitting it. And at the same time, they're also kind of worried about people like you and me getting rich off of it, and they can't, and they can't have that happening. So, all right. I mean, we'll just have to just wait it out, you know, because as I said in yesterday's stream, Bitcoin is already behind from the 2017 cycle, right? Because what's different this time around is crypto is. I really hope you guys can hear me through the rain. Because what's different this time than in 2017 was, at least in 2017, and really any time before this bull market, Bitcoin would go up and down violently by large magnitudes, and it would be over with very quickly. Right? There wasn't any of this like slow move to the upside and slow move to the downside, which is what's basically been happening all year this time around. Which is actually what makes it so much worse. Right? It's like a slow grind. Now, hopefully, by tonight, maybe Bitcoin will continue its upward momentum, and this isn't a dead cat bounce. But there's really no way to tell. Because fundamentally, there's nothing different that's changed. Things are getting better. So, I mean, at some point, you're going to have to, like, something's got to give, right? You can't have high inflation and low asset prices. That literally does not make sense. The very definition of inflation is that everything in price goes up and the dollar crashes. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing complete market distortions all over the place. And that's actually why I'm probably getting frustrated, along with, people being fucking retarded on my social medias, right? It's not just on Twitter, it's also on my Gab and on my Telegram too. And I'm just like banning and blocking everyone who's just saying retarded shit. Because I'm just getting sick and tired of, like, everyone just being delusional. So, I don't know. Yeah. And of course, Trump still continues to act in a state of denial and delusion too. And it's just not helping anyone. So, obviously I'll vote for him in 2024, but I'm not going to advocate for him at all or anything. Right? I mean, no, he's gonna have zero support in 2024, especially since he literally isn't helping anybody on his side. So whatever, that's just how it goes, And we'll see where Nick Fuentes is at that point. Maybe he can actually do some extra damage to the system, and hopefully by then we'll be rich off of crypto and Bitcoin. But I don't know, like it's just this weird situation. Like, I mean, I'm going to start saying that this is different from 2017 because everything is, again, the magnitude's the same, right? It's going up and down a lot like it should, but it's the duration of these magnitudes that is different. So, wow, she stays in good shape. So, yeah. Let's see. I didn't actually look at the others. So Cardano, yeah. Dogcoin. Dogcoin was actually pretty stable. I actually bought some more Dogcoin today because I want to convert it into Pancake Swap. I think that's what I did it for, and I'm gonna compensate for it by just selling off my Bank of America calls because that's doing okay. But I gotta wait for Bank of America to go up. Let's see. Yeah, Polymax down. VeChain's doing okay. I don't know why this thing says minus 10 or 12%. It was in a much worse shape before. Of course, Filecoin is down a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, so everything's pretty much down. Not as bad as before. Pancake Swap's been hit pretty hard. I don't know why the 7-day percentage on this is, only minus 3%. And then Shiba's back to where I originally bought it at the bottom. Yeah, so everyone's just poo-pooing on crypto. And then, of course, where's Ontology? Where is it? You're here somewhere. And Ontology is actually 95 cents. Wow. Because I bought it at $1.07, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, things will go down. I think there was going to be more pain ahead, too. Which sucks. But, I mean, we're just going to have to hold this shit. Which, obviously, we don't want to. Actually, I kind of like the Yahoo chart better. It's a lot easier to see the line. Alright, so 30,000, 30,800, 30,840, 33,100. So, yeah, so basically Bitcoin is just heading towards the old supports or resistances, whatever you want to call it, from earlier this year. That's not really a good sign. Yeah, look at this chart pattern. This is a complete dog shit pattern. Look at this massive slide in May. If this was the old bull markets, Bitcoin would already be shooting up on its way to like 64K and then beyond. But instead, it just wants to keep going down. Unfortunately, I didn't tweet it out, but Yahoo Finance also ran an article that said that most of the rally from this year was actually done by institutional investors and buyers. So we're getting a lot of conflicting information here. Cryptos R Us says it's retail traders flooding out and selling and panic selling. On the Yahoo article, on the other hand, it's institutional investors buying, which would also imply that they might also be selling. But we don't actually have any hard data of any actual big institutions selling. If anything, we only see articles about them buying. So we're getting some very odd conflicts here, and on top of that, the 24-hour volume is pretty big. Excuse me. So if I maybe had to guess, it could actually be rich institutions shorting the crypto markets somehow, either through derivatives or platforms that allow you to short, like actually short, like borrow crypto and then sell it at a lower price. And then they're just simply tanking the price of crypto. And then the retail traders panic FUD and then panic sell. I don't know. All I know, and then of course they phone up their massive, F word buddies in the mass media, and then just start attacking crypto and Bitcoin, right? So and then there was also a couple articles where they said that the Fed's recovering the Bitcoin from the Colonial Pipeline hack, which should have been a good thing, and he was baffled that crypto actually started tanking on that news. Now, I know from personal experience that's actually not true. Every time the government, first of all, every time there's a hack, every time the government gets involved and seizes crypto, crypto always goes down. I don't know why anyone thinks it would go up. No, it would go down, right? Because people in crypto don't like government agencies coming in and taking all and confiscating all your crypto. That's the fear. And that's actually a legitimate fear, because do you honestly think the central banks and the tribes is going to let you papegas, basically do nothing and then get free money, right? No, they want you to have your shitty stimulus check and then being grateful for it, and so you get to buy your shitty McDonald's, right? There's a reason why Charlie Munger doesn't like Bitcoin and actually said, I effing hate that, you can do nothing and get free money. That's bullshit, right? Because he wants that power for himself, but not for you, all right? These evil elites are evil, fucking greedy, pieces of shit. They're the ones putting the, pedo bear story hours at the libraries, pushing all this pride bullshit, hyperinflating the money supply so that they get rich and you get poor. It's all a coordinated scam. And it's just frustrating that they still continue to, win and do damage. But, hey, if El Salvador, Panama, and I forgot the other country is going to adopt Bitcoin, they're not going to replace the dollar. Actually, I want to end it on that. They're not going to replace the dollar, but they definitely want to start implementing Bitcoin. And that's a good thing. The more people that can get off, the more countries that can get off and away from the tribal banking system, the better off we'll all be. It's just like when Nick said, if China and Russia and other similar, big, powerful countries start challenging the American regime hegemony, it'll reduce the influence of, the tribals, essentially. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but that's basically it. Countries adopt Bitcoin. Let me actually see what we're actually getting here. All of the country where Bitcoin data is being considered. I don't like the street, but I guess we'll go with this one. Okay. Politicians from El Salvador, Paraguay, Panama, Brazil. Oh, so Brazil, yeah, okay. And Mexico, and have all expressed support for Bitcoin adoption. Okay, good. It was a trend that was started by El Salvador. Several LATAM countries began calling for the adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender. The interest in Bitcoin seemed to be motivated by inflation, the reliance on the US dollar, and a way to attract tech and entrepreneurship. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If inflation's skyrocketing, Bitcoin's supposed to go up too. It's so stupid. But it goes down because they're like, oh, it's like a tech stock. It's just like, eventually investors will figure it out, but I kind of want them to figure it out sooner rather than later. In the short term, this will generate... Okay, good. I can open the window because the rain stopped. One of the nice things about, super fast, super hard... I gotta wash my hands now. Rain is... It only lasts 10-15 minutes, and then it goes back to normal. But it does suck to close the window though, because I really could use the nice cool air from the rain outside. So, all right. Anyway, in excuse me. In the short term, this will generate jobs and help provide financial inclusion to those outside the formal economy. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that some people can't even get a bank account. But Bitcoin can solve that, obviously, and crypto in general. People also have already begun utilizing Bitcoin as a means of well stored and payments. Movement has been galvanized by Jack Mallers, the creator of the Zap and Strike. The transition to legal tender removes capital gains from the equation and allows people to move and convert Bitcoin without worrying about taxes. What? As of now, El Salvador is set to be the first. Oh, that's another reason why they don't like Bitcoin, the globalists, because it prevents them from being able to tax it and therefore take away your money, right? Because if you had the digital dollar, which is what the Federal Reserve is working on, all they have to do is just simply tell the computer to take your money, and there's nothing you can do, right? The transition, they won't even need a court order probably. Okay, as of now, El Salvador is set to be the first Bitcoin country and the first country to make Bitcoin legal tender and treat it as a world currency and have Bitcoin on the reserves. Oh, that'll be really good. What follows the announcement of El Salvador is a flurry of political leaders across various LatAm countries calling for the same type of action with the same motivation to reduce their reliance on the shitlib dollar, slow inflation, and increase financial inclusion, and bring in more business people. I like what I'm reading so far. Another obvious... Ooh, that is a lot of loot drops. Another obvious motive is... That's a grammatical error. Another obvious motive... Oh wait, that is actually correct. Another obvious motive is... The problem is the word is. Another obvious motive could be the fear of missing out. That's why this sentence sounds so weird. While the populations of LatAm are generally small, a handful of them adopting Bitcoin, even by Bitcoin reserves, would likely increase their wealth, not to mention the money that would stream in from crypto businesses looking to establish themselves in a crypto-forward country with lower taxes. Yeah, that's also why they want to push that 15% global minimum tax. Luckily, no one is having it, so we can avoid that for now. The first LatAm politician outside of El Salvador to express interest was Congressman, I'm not going to pronounce that, of Paraguay. In a tweet, the leader called for the nation to advance along with its new generation. So I'm finally glad that more people are throwing off their boomer shackles and embracing crypto. The congressman even added a new photo of laser eyes on Twitter. Yeah. I'm so annoyed with the laser eyes now because now that you just fucked up my show. Because everyone's doing it. Panama. Next, a politician from Panama shared similar comments on Twitter after hearing about the movement in El Salvador. Said that Panama cannot be left behind and that he plans to propose similar action. Yeah, this is another thing too. If more people in the world start adopting Bitcoin and crypto, it's going to look pretty bad for, like, say, Western first world countries to start slamming crypto. So, you know, what's the United States going to do? Start attacking countries because they're using fucking Bitcoin? Like, that's just not going to work. Right? I mean, if you looked at the debate between Nick Fuentes and retarded Robert Barnes, like, it was clearly obvious that the Islamo-fascism spam is just not going to work, right? Boomers are dying off. More young people are obviously replacing the boomers, and they don't like, they don't buy the bullshit that, the tribe is selling, right? The tribe first movement is dying. Now the problem is it's not dying quick enough because they still have a lot, because they pretty much possess all the money and infrastructure, and they're trying to desperately hold on to power. And of course, the more desperate they become, the more extreme are their actions. I mean, the simple fact that they were bombing the shit out of Palestine and they didn't seem to give a shit, it really just tells you, what kind of people we're dealing with. So, I don't know, we just have to wait them out, I guess. This is important. Panama cannot be. Oh wait, I think I read this already. Well, no, but okay. So here's Brazil. Okay, he's also doing the same thing. As I said, Australia indicates support for Bitcoin. Yeah, see, Latin America is like up and coming. Like they've got a lot of Chads there, unlike here in America where you have nothing but a lot of F words. Another federal deputy, Brazil made a new laser. Yeah, Mexico. Okay, and then she's also adding laser eyes as well. Okay, Argentina. Now that's a country I haven't heard. They also went to war with Great Britain. It's like what the. It's like, I mean, on one hand, it's a stupid thing to do, but on the other hand, you gotta think of yourself as pretty base if you're gonna want to try to technically attack Britain. What was it? The Falkland Islands, I think. The Falkland Islands War. Okay, so he's doing crypto. It's too early to tell how much merit this trend has. Right now, the only country that's making strides toward Bitcoin adoption is El Salvador, which is sending a bill to Congress this week. Yeah, they probably want El Salvador to take point on this, and then if it goes kind of well, which it should, yeah, then everyone else will follow suit. But this is another thing, too. Like, let's say they all get in on this, businesses worldwide get in on it, and there's the frenzy, right? And like Bitcoin hits 500,000, my original prediction. But more likely, the more recent updated one, which is 1 to 3 million, or 1 million at least. And then it crashes to like 30 grand. Eventually, when all is said and done, I mean, there's just going to be so much anger and molding and like demands that something be done about that. I don't like that. I don't like that. But I mean, I can't do anything to stop it either. Unlike President Bukele of El Salvador, politicians on this list all come from different countries and all represent constituents. Perhaps even more powerful, a motive is the FOMO. Should El Salvador successfully adopt Bitcoin and have economic benefit to show for it? Yes, they will. Other countries may find it irresistible. This benefit could come in the form of increased wealth. Yeah, that's another thing too. I forgot to mention this because I was distracted with the stupid rain. This bull market could last much longer than ever before, simply because the fundamentals are going to take a while to work itself out. Like it's going to take a while for El Salvador to, do their Bitcoin thing, and then other countries will follow suit. So I mean, how that actually plays out in the crypto markets, that's going to be an interesting thing to see how that plays out, and that could just mean it'll just take more time, right? Because these are government entities. They just naturally take a while, right? You got to pass the bill, you got to debate it, you got to probably have amendments, then you got to vote on it. Some will get passed, some will fail, and then they have to try the process over again. That's just going to take time, and therefore, unfortunately, that means it's going to prolong this bull market. And I say unfortunately is because I like the idea that we could just have the same thing as we always had, in 2011, 2012, 2017, etc., etc. But, I mean, on the other hand, history always rhymes, but it doesn't always repeat. I guess this is no different. So again, I have to really think and prepare. Maybe this thing will go beyond December 31st, which I don't like because Christmas week and New Year's week, crypto always goes down. So if you have a very high hyper move upwards for Bitcoin and crypto, and then that precedes like a natural sell-off, that's just going to cause a massive crash, and then you're not going to know if it's just another correction or if it really is the end of the bull run. So it's just going to be a mess. It's going to be a total mess. So we'll have to take it one day at a time and base it on the prices. So far, none of these countries have actually adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, but it is certainly a trend to pay attention to. As the first countries to start talking about this, they represent the guinea pigs of the Bitcoin experiment as a true currency in a nation. So I'm not exactly sure if they're replacing the dollar or if they're just simply going to if Bitcoin's going to coexist with the dollar. I mean, it'll probably make more sense to have it coexist with the dollar. So, I don't know, for example, in El Salvador, you probably pay your taxes in, you know, whatever Salvadorian dollars, whatever it's called down there. Right? And that's backed by the US dollar. Well, now you can pay in Bitcoin and crypto, or you can pay in Salvadorian dollars that also happen to be backed by a certain amount of Bitcoin. So basically, it's kind of like the old gold standard, except instead of gold, you're using crypto. So, so these are very strong fundamental bullish signs, which makes it more irritating that crypto's not doing well, right? Because it should be surging right now. Oh, speaking of surging, hey, look at that. This piece of shit crypto is actually going to 34K in Bitcoin. All right, well, let's start pumping this shit because I'm getting really sick and tired of all this. Bitcoin heading back to 34,000 as cryptocurrencies make a major recovery so far. Latin American nations are all what words do I want to say? Cryptocurrencies are antithetical to the tribal first banking turd system. So I want to post this on Gab. I fucking hate this 300 tweet. That is why globalists are panicking and attacking Bitcoin relentlessly. Okay. Alright, so this is good. This is good. Because I'm getting so sick and tired of this stupid shit. Alright? You know, people, like, if institutional investors want to, like, just let inflation rape all of their savings and just dump everything else, well, I mean, you know, like the Joker says, you get what you freaking deserve, right? Which is you lose all your money. I'm not calling for violence here. Let's see. I kind of need to actually read Nick's. Well, I guess we could read Nick's Telegram. I can't show it because I don't want to turn on the thing. And then we'll call it. But yeah, this is really good. This is really good. Fundamentally, we are solid. So let's just hope that this means everything's going to go back up. And of course, cryptocurrencies, you can't see it because my camera's off. But you can see that cryptocurrencies are finally coming off of their lows, right? These negative numbers are getting smaller, which of course will turn into positive if the numbers continue to you know, trend in the way that it is. Okay, so I actually need to change the title of my live stream here. Let's see, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies battling back as Latin American nations adopt Bitcoin. Okay, well, look at that. Absolutely one viewer, which would be myself on YouTube. Man, that censorship really does work pretty well, doesn't it? Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, that's the other annoying thing too. People aren't interested. Oh yeah, people aren't interested in what I have to say when crypto's doing poorly. When it's doing great, there's like everybody in here, and that's like totally the wrong way to do this. You know, but I mean that's how you know it's too late. I also checked the comments on all the Bitcoin articles. Well, some of them on Yahoo Finance. It is like 85% extremely negative. So that's an extremely bullish sign. I bought some Bitcoin. Oh, hey, man. I bought some Bitcoin at around 31 last night. Oh, you probably mean 31,000. Was praying it wouldn't go too far down. Well, you bought in at the bottom. Assuming this is the bottom. Because 31,000 is actually, you probably just got in here. But as I actually checked on the 7-day charts and 1-year charts, it actually was a strong support level. which you can see here, 30,800, 30,432, and then over here is 33,114. So basically that's where we're at right now. The previous resistance is now a strong support, and we're seeing that play out right now. Now, hopefully, you know, it'll just keep going up because I'm just so sick and tired of like this complete stupidity and manipulation. I mean, I think you could tell from my voice because I have my camera off again. You know, it's just like I'm just so sick and tired of it. It's like I actually am now beginning to think democracy is actually a retarded governmental system because people just make stupid decisions based on pure emotion, and then when things go south, even temporarily, people lose their minds. You know, which begs the question that I actually may want to explore someday in my story, which is, can you have freedom without a democracy? You know, I'm actually kind of curious. That's actually a very interesting philosophical question to ask because we always synonymize freedom with democracy and tyranny with like authoritarianism and communism. But is that really true? Right? Is that actually true? Because we live in a so-called democracy in the West. We have so little freedom now, you know, financially and personally and in terms of civil liberties. All right? China's like the communist country, quote unquote, but they have way more money and way more freedom than we fucking do. So you tell me, you know, who has the better governmental system? You know, now that isn't to say that I want a China-style government system, but it just goes to show that, you know, not everything is as kosher as it seems. So, you know. All right. So I mean, I pretty much covered most of it. Oh yeah. Let me refresh this. Make sure we get the right data here. Stable coins, all exchanges, all reserves. Holy shit. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, everyone's going into the dollar, which makes sense because there was a knee-jerk reaction to the dollar today. Not too much though. So eventually the dollar is going to, you know, collapse. Especially as you got, oh, excuse me, this guy over here, crude oil, surging. Right, the dollar's going to have to get hit. No, maybe. I don't actually know what the correlation between the dollar and the crude oil is, if there is one. Especially since we have something called the petrodollar, which is, you know, I don't know. I just know that when you buy crude oil, everything has to be priced in U.S. dollars. So whatever that relationship is. You know, I didn't actually expect myself to ramble this much. So I guess we are going to watch Greg's video. Because I do want to listen. Yeah. Yeah, I did actually see, I didn't read the article, but I did see Deutsche Bank didn't warn about inflation. Let me see. Well, I guess we won't be reading Nick's telegram. Oh, okay. So, here we go. True News interview with Torba. I actually have to tweet this out. This is major. Donald, wait, what exactly does it say? Okay. So I'm gonna write here so you guys can see it. Turns out Jared stupid fucking Kushner and the Kushner non-Trump administration refused to let Donald Trump use Gab unless Andrew Torba banned users who criticized Israel. Andrew, you know, people are not gonna really believe that. I have to find True News interview with Torba. Oh, okay, I guess not. Andrew Torba said this to True News in an interview today. Jared was always a POS, which means piece of shit. Okay, so I don't need that. Discard. Wow. That's Jared Kushner was always a piece of shit. Okay. Yeah, and again, the boomers are gonna just lap this up. I've already lost like 14 people on my Telegram today, and I'm just gonna try to like burn through it. And I also lost like 20 followers or 30 followers on Twitter. But these motherfuckers never like or retweet my shit anyway, so you know. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Now I understand. Now you begin to see what the cause of all our problems really are. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to get banned. But it's starting to piss me off. Like this whole situation is just starting to piss me off. I can cheer myself up with. Wow, he still has not fledged. Oh, I didn't know this. Let me turn off the. Okay. Well, there's Rebel. I can't even see, and then there's Honor here. So they're hunting the ducks there. Oh, I can't even see from that. Oh yeah, I actually had to Google. I'm gonna watch this video off stream because there's not much to watch right now. Just XQC decided to stream last night when I was sleeping. What was I saying? I actually Googled, can eagles kill your pets, dogs, or babies? Because they like to attack small people or things, right? And I was like, oh wow. So it turns out that eagles can attack your pets, especially small pets, and kill them and eat them for food. And that, on top of that, federal law prohibits you from attacking or even hurting the eagles because they're federally protected. So you're basically shit out of luck. But it looks like most people are okay with you still violating that law if you're doing it to protect your pets or your family, right? So if I'm like, oh man, Tampa's probably got like more birds and shit, so don't have to worry about like animal attacks. But thankfully, there's like almost no mention of like eagles attacking kids. Like that's just doesn't happen. And like the couple of stories are from like the 19th and early 20th century. And it's just like a couple of stories, which I think are actually true because back then there were a lot more wildlife then. And obviously they were more based, so they were just like, you know what, these assholes are like, afraid of the eagles or whatever, are attacking our kids, just kill them all. So I think I'm actually thinking that's probably what happened. So interesting. All right, Deutsche Bank warns of global time bomb and blames the Federal Reserve, and of course crude's above 70.
Everybody, it is me, Gregory Manarino. It is still
okay. I'm gonna have to turn
Thursday,
on the fan. I'm sweating
June 8th, 2021, and we have to talk. All right, let's start off with this. Today, as we all knew was coming, I've been explaining this for a few months now. Crude oil did close above $70 a barrel, and you, my lovely friends, have not seen anything yet. Anything.
I was playing my
Crude
idol on.
Is going higher, much higher in this environment, and you all know that. So don't be surprised when you again see crude hit new highs as we move forward here. There's just no doubt about it. Anyway, so that's the story with crude oil. Now, before I speak about the big topic today, which I think most of you have a clue about if you read the title of this video, we do have to talk about that. Let's start with the market. Okay, so again, crude closing above $70 a barrel, WTI. That's the one everybody looks at least traders for the most part. That's the one that the market pretty much relies on for signals. Again, the energy sector and the financial sector both want to see crude higher, and that's the reason why it is going up, as well as this massive, literally out of control inflationary environment, and we haven't seen anything yet. So the stock market finished kind of mixed today. fractional loss for the Dow, a fractional gain for the S&P 500, fractional gain for the Nasdaq. 10-year
Yeah,
yield did come
surprisingly.
down, although stable here. Dollar
Oh yeah, I do want to say that Nasdaq's recovering a little bit. I didn't tweet this, but I should have. It's actually because the 15% global minimum tax bullshit is actually dead on arrival. And of course, the Senate Republicans here in America, at least they're doing well. At least there's one thing we can count on them on, which is they want to keep more of their effing money. So, uh, so that relieved a lot of pressure off of the Nasdaq. So it could have been a lot worse. It could have been way worse. And of course, that 15% tax is probably weighing in on crypto as well.
about flat. Gold and silver reversed and did finish lower on the day.
Oh god,
Cryptocurrencies
I just threw away all
remain
my loot,
under
didn't I?
pressure here, people. Again, people keep writing to me and asking me, and no, 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 no. I'm not going to change my perspective here. It's just not going to happen. We watched Bitcoin, the last big run up, was like 18 or 19,000, go down to like 3,000, and it went back up. Look, this is the way this stuff works here. If you are getting all worked up over being in a particular cryptocurrency and it's not performing the way you want to immediately, I don't know what to tell you. Get out of the space. These are long-term holds
Oh,
for
I'm
me,
definitely
and
gonna
you
keep
know
complaining
how I
about
work,
it.
people.
But he is right.
I
Don't sell.
will continue
You
to
have to
buy
like hang
the
on to
dips
this
here.
stupid shit.
We are
Which sucks. It fucking sucks, right? And normally wouldn't it be a problem because again, as I said in the past. Oh hey Miniwaza, I haven't seen you in a while. Also, that's actually a kind of nice. I like that thing at the beginning before the alien looking guy. Yeah, I have my shirt off because it's too hot. So I think for the rest of the summer, I'm just not gonna have a camera on because I just have to not have a shirt on. I think maybe if I lose my weight, right, my 30, 40 pounds, which is basically impossible, I think maybe my body generates less heat. I don't actually know. I'm not sure about that. But there's one way I can find out because I have to lose the weight anyway. But yeah, back then, the ups and downs in crypto and Bitcoin especially were very fast. Like no longer than 7 to even 10 days, right? You would get a resolve. Right now, it's taking months, right? 2, 3 effing months. And as I learned from the that FBI negotiations book, right, by Chris Voss, I think that's where I read it. People don't like uncertainty. That is the number one reason why people go berserk. All right. Once humans have a certainty in their lives, then they're much more stable. I'm getting fat and can confirm it is hotter. Really? Well, it's technically anecdotal evidence, but okay, that's good to know. Is that me? That's why I'm always hot and sweaty. Because I do know that when you're fatter, you can resist the cold better because all that fat is insulating your body heat or something like that. Oh, so yeah, maybe I should actually drop the weight. Holy shit, yeah. I'm hot and I'm skinny. Well, then you definitely should not get fat because then you'll probably just die from like heat exhaustion.
are in a very unique environment, and nothing makes sense. Nothing is real, and nothing is what it seems to be. You understand?
Yeah.
We've been lied to for a very, very long time by the Federal Reserve. No inflation. Now we have massive inflation. We just got a big warning today from Deutsche Bank. That's
How the hell did you gain 50 pounds? Wow. Did something happen to you? Or I guess you just started eating too much carbs, I guess? Yikes. Yeah, I wish I was fucking 130. Well, you should. I mean, I don't know how old you are, or I assume you're a man, but you definitely need to definitely take whatchamacallit. You definitely gonna have to try to drop the weight because as you get older, it's actually gonna start affecting you negatively, right? My plan was to work out in bulk. I've been consistently working out, but I eat shitty food. I'm 28. Okay, so that's what happened. Uh, yeah, I don't. To be honest, I don't believe that bulking bullshit, right? Because all it does is just make you fat. And the people with those crazy amounts of muscles, they're on steroids or creatine or something like that. You also quit smoking. Ah, there you go. So that's why you gain so much weight. Yeah, because when you quit smoking, your brain is still addicted to the nicotine, so you have to eat something, usually carbohydrates and chips, to compensate. So that's probably what happened to you. Damn, that really sucks. If you ever watched the movie Fast and Furious 3, you can see that Asian guy named Han. They actually put that in the storyline where you actually see him eating potato chips all the time or something like that. And Han explained that he did that because he quit smoking, so he has to keep eating chips. That's actually a real thing. I also drink Cokes and energy drinks and shit. Gotta clean it. Yeah, you can't be drinking that. Yeah, I don't drink soda at all. Like, at all. Maybe once every couple of months. But, yeah. And I still have trouble. Like, right now, I'm still maintaining my weight of like 182 pounds or so. So it's not good. I'm 5'8" or 5'8 and a half. So it's not good. It's not good. Yeah, what you gotta do is just eat more protein, like chicken, turkey, or beef, and then you'll satisfy yourself more and try to reduce your carbs, and then that'll help curb your appetite.
What I want to talk about in a minute here. And it's no surprise to you what Deutsche Bank is saying. It's just astonishing to me to hear a major bank put out a warning like this, and I'm going to cover that in just a moment here. But look, if you're in this market, in any part of it, you got to understand why you are in whatever part of the market you are involved in. For example, if you are acquiring precious metals, which you know is my favorite trade of all time, especially physical silver, okay? Bet against the debt, become your own central bank. You know that. These things are so massively, 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 and I could say massively about a million more times undervalued based on, so many metrics. But just again, like I've been explaining to you, look up the Dow Gold ratio. As a matter of fact, open up a new window right now.
The important thing is that he tries. Eventually, he'll succeed.
Dow Gold ratio and then Gold Silver ratio. You will see why. I've been explaining to you since time in Freak Show Memorial that these things are so massively undervalued. It's not even funny in this crazy inflationary environment. And the price action of gold and silver is not real either.
Oh, also try standing more.
The largest bank in the world, one of the most powerful banks on the planet,
so I try to exercise and stand throughout the day.
Rigging the price of gold and silver. They get caught over and over doing it. They pay a fine and they move on. Okay, take advantage of what they're doing. Take advantage of what they are doing. Okay. At one point, this is all going to get very real. Right now, nothing is real. It's going to get very real. Okay, so understand that. With regard to the price action of cryptocurrencies, people, look, I understand very clearly that there are a lot of you out here that just despise it. That's fine. You don't have to love everything, okay? Just because I am a major bull doesn't mean you have to be, okay? You just need to understand, again, why you're in certain aspects of the market. I clearly understand why I should be holding cryptocurrencies, taking advantage of the fall that it has had. Same thing would be for me, for example, if gold and silver were cut in half. Would I say, oh, it's time to get out? Oh, I got to get out? No. I would say, I got to get in hardcore. You understand? And I think that most of you people out here who stack gold and silver physical would go, crazy, loving the fact that if gold or silver were cut in half. You might say, oh, look at they're playing games, but you understand why you're holding it in this crazy environment of suppression, of manipulation, of rigging. Good. Let them play their game. We're going to play our game. You understand that. So it's the same thing for people here, like myself, who hold cryptocurrencies. We know why we're holding it. If you don't understand the space, that's fine. You don't have to. Okay? You put your cash to work in parts of the market that you understand clearly. For example, again, if you are a trader like myself, messing around with options, you better know what you're doing. If you're getting into the stock market, you're buying particular stock or a particular company and you're holding it, you better understand why you're
That is true. Smoking is highly addicting. It's a kind of a miracle that you're even able to attempt that. Try not to change my life too much too fast. Don't go. Yeah, yeah. You have to just go slowly. If you rush it, you're just gonna like cave. The important thing is that you're taking the right steps in life. Plus, you're 28, so you're still in your 20s. At least you're not a fat old asshole like me, where I'm in my late 30s. And it's only going to get a lot harder as you get older. So the sooner you start now, the much easier it'll be later. Quitting soda and energy drink. Yeah, that'll probably be the next thing that you have to do is quit those sugary drinks, all of them. If you want energy from drinks, just like buy green tea and then get caffeine or drink coffee. I don't like cleaning coffee machines, so I just simply drink green tea. It's not as powerful as coffee, but it's cheap and easy, so it still has caffeine, and it also kind of helps accelerate your metabolism. Get a soda stream by the time you're done fighting with it to get the perfect soda. You don't care about the soda anymore. It worked for me. I don't know what that is, but I don't know if that's gonna work for Bean because his brain might be addicted to the soda, so it might be willing to go through all of that hassle to make the perfect soda. Coffee. If I don't use cream, it's still fattening. I don't understand. Just drink plain, non-processed, I think black coffee. Like the actual pure coffee without any of the sugar or cream or any of that other crap is like very healthy for you. And it'll help you prevent Alzheimer's disease. Yeah, because the reason why coffee is unhealthy is because of all the shit they add to it. Just drink actual plain coffee. I mean, it's gonna taste like crap, but in that case, stick with green tea. That's what I use. Cheap and easy. I guess if you need more of a hit from the caffeine, just have like 4 or 6 bags of green tea. I'm sure eventually something will, get going. That was my cope for smoking, preventing Alzheimer's. Smoking prevents Alzheimer's? I never heard of that. I knew coffee did that. Huh.
You're doing that too, or selling a particular stock. You better know why you're doing that. You don't just act. You perform an action after you research why you should or should not be doing it. You understand? This is not a game, to me, at least here. I'm in this market for one reason, and one reason only, and that is to rip its face off as cleanly and as completely as I possibly can.
I don't
And if
know
that
about
means I
that.
got to look for alternative assets, no matter what they have to be. Well, guess what? Like I've explained to you, nothing is getting by this guy, nothing at all. Okay, and that means it's not going to get by you because I cover everything right here for you, so you can understand the environment we are in, the lies, the propaganda. It's just out of control. So let's talk real quick about this. This is Deutsche Bank here. Now, this is tremendous to me to hear a major bank say this. So Deutsche Bank is warning of a global time bomb. Their words, a global time bomb. And this is what they go on to say. The effects of inflation could be devastating, and it's not going away. Duh. Want to see that up close? Duh. I think we all know that. Okay. They go on to say it will likely persist and lead to a crisis. People, this is the grand plan, like I've explained to you. This is Deutsche Bank sounding exactly like Gregory Mannarino. I don't know anyone that works at Deutsche Bank at this present time. I do know people.
Oh yeah, you can feel it. Well, wait until you actually. I forgot. I think you know how to drive now, right? Or you had a car. Well, wait until you see what happens when you pull up to your gas station and fill up the tank of your gas. Then you're gonna truly see what inflation is. It hasn't even begun. Yeah, exactly. That's the insane part to me. Which is why it also is making me more frustrated because, hey, we got hyperinflation. Why the fuck is crypto down? This thing should be hyperinflating. What prices are becoming insane? Yeah, I've been hearing so much about lumber prices. Man, too bad I didn't buy a... See, I don't know this stuff, so how the hell would I have known to, like, buy stock in, like, a lumber mill company? Yeah, that's just how it goes, right?
That work at JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, maybe a couple of others over there, but I don't know anyone here, but it sounds like me. Okay, so again, Look, let me read this to you again clearly. Deutsche Bank warns of a global.
Trump's just being retarded because he's held back. Like I tweeted earlier on my Twitter, right? He's held back by his boomer retardation that ways. But I'm pretty sure it did not help Bitcoin. But I mean, to be honest, Bitcoin is just always looking for some stupid reason to go up or down. So the only thing that really matters is ultimately the fundamentals, right? So, worldwide, Bitcoin's future has never been brighter. However, once the tribe and globalists start cracking down on it and start passing actual regulations, then we'll have to reevaluate. But with that being said, more people are resisting the tribal first banking system. So that's a very good sign. So we'll just have to see. Right? Again, there's a reason why the FBI seized all of Nick Fuentes' fucking Bitcoins, right? But then these same assholes tell you, oh, Bitcoin's a scam. Bitcoin's not, a real thing. Well, then why does the FBI have to spend so many resources chasing down Bitcoin, right? If it's a nothing burger, then why bother with it, right? I mean, come on, like people aren't that dumb. I got some nice aged oak, make me a millionaire now. Yeah, I wish. What coins are you looking at buying now? Actually, have you been watching my archives lately? Because, I'm now into, I still have Shiba, I still have my VeChain, Cardano, Dogcoin. And I've also been buying Pancake Swap and Ontology, but mostly because I want the high interest payments from Hotbit. So Pancake Swap is really nice because it's 100%. Well, it's 101% APR, so you're literally doubling your money a year. Well, they froze his accounts. It's the same thing as seizing his Bitcoin. Oh crap! I didn't know they seized Bitcoin. Yeah, the feds are just like complete F words, man. I can't even say the word. But well, the movement will endure, as it always has. But I'm getting tired of us having to endure, I want us to actually start thriving, but we just have so much crap in our face. Also, I did actually do a little research too. Like, one time Nick was mentioning about on a show, I think it was last week, where we talked about how the French and other powers helped the American Revolution, and that's also a big reason why we won, if not maybe the primary reason why the Americans won, aside from believing in God and asking for help, which is probably what that was, right? Is like, hey God, can you help us out? He's like, yeah, okay, we'll send France and Spain and all these other countries. Well, it's kind of like similar, and then he compared it to today, where basically Russia and China are rising to power to also challenge the American regime. Yeah, exactly. God always tips the scale if you ask him for help. That's the caveat. Well, which means you obviously believe in him. So Latin America also adopting crypto is a very good positive development, because anything that can challenge our shitty fucking tribe first system is a very, very positive thing, right? Because it just reduces their power and influence. So I'm not exactly a big fan. Russia I don't have a problem with because they never seem to bother us. China still kind of like does some weird stuff like trademark spam applications in the USPTO, which is affecting me personally now because I still haven't gotten a response back from the fucking patent office, right? Because China's literally spamming them with applications right now because for some weird reason China is paying $800 per trademark application spam to their Chinese citizens. I don't know what they get out of it, but I don't know. But I guess the government will happily take the money, but it's jamming up the system. So, but they said they have a fix in place. So hopefully, I'll hear something soon. But yeah, like that's what it is, right? Because right now the problem, there's really a lot of problems, but I think the money would be like probably the easiest way to deal with the problem, because you can't do anything if you don't have any money, right? Because people will be like, well, I'm not going to work for you for free, even though you are tried first, right? Because people have to eat, people have to pay rent and stuff. And on top of that, people just naturally are meritocratic, right? They like working and then getting stuff as a reward. That's just like a human natural impulse. That's why working for free is so hard for a lot of people to do. Right? You have to get that paycheck, or at the very least, you have to get something in return, a reward. So yeah. Yep.
Time bomb. Effects of inflation could be devastating. Not going away will likely persist and lead to a crisis. And this is the mind-blowing part to me. They are pointing directly to the Federal Reserve. Pointing to the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, that's pretty unusual.
Not pointing towards energy prices that are skyrocketing, especially with crude now closing over 70. You knew it was coming because they told you. And supply chain disruptions.
Too.
Anybody, let me explain this
Getting
to you real
free
quick.
shit from the government.
Anybody that's trying to make you believe that it's the rising cost of energy or supply chain disruptions that are causing this inflationary environment, they're lying to you. They are deliberately lying to you. So again, if you're watching Bloomberg, CNBC, Fox Business, anyone, and they have some commentator out there saying, oh, look at energy, that's why we're seeing inflation. Oh, look over here at supply chains. They're lying to you. They're paying this person, this freak, whoever it might be, to lie to you. Now, we have a major bank here backing us up. Something that you and I know. It's the freaking Federal Reserve. They came out and say it, and that's mind-blowing to me. It freaking blows my mind. Anyway, here's another report here on the economy here. So this is from Reuters, explaining that you small business owners here in the United States are concerned about inflation because they're going to have to pass on their rising costs of whatever they're passing on to the public. They're going to pass on those costs to you because they can't absorb it. You understand?
Yeah.
We've already watched a culling of U.S. small businesses, again, deliberate act to solidify this new American government, this merger between corporations and this new American government philosophy. This is it. Definition of is what? Yeah, it's fascism, people, right in our freaking face. Anyway, look, so the bottom line is, and I'm just loving this, the fact that you and I, now, and we knew this already, look, we're smarter than these banks are. But to hear a major bank come out and say this and point their fingers at the Federal Reserve, that's pretty epic in my view.
Yeah, that's actually good. They're a legit bank.
I think you would have to agree here. All right, anyway, people, so look, that's it. Lots of important stuff in this video, and I mean a lot. I hope you will share this video. I hope you will get it out there. I hope you will, give me a thumbs up, pass this stuff on again. Look, you see this guy? You're not going to find me on any single social network. I'm gone. I got banned, as you know, from LinkedIn. I got banned from Twitter. I banned myself from Facebook. I don't post there anymore. I'm not going there. So it's up to you. It's up to you to get my work out there, to share this stuff on your social networks, to tell people to follow this blog. I mean, I give it to you as straight as I can and as hard as I can. Some of you don't like it, but that's okay too, because sometimes you need a good smack to wake you up. You understand? And I think those of you that follow this blog,
a lot of people could use a good smack.
You know exactly what's going
No
on.
one's
Not
gonna
only
want
do you
that.
know exactly what's going on, you know what's going to happen 9 times out of 10 before it does. And that's because I explained it to you before it happens. And again, I am no smarter than anyone here. I just follow trends and patterns. You understand? It's very simple. And if you understand the bigger picture here, what's really going on, how this is a global takeover by central banks, deliberately causing an economic free fall, the scamdemic, everything connected to it, the fear, look here, don't look there, the inflation creation machine. I mean, you could go on and on. Everything I outline here for you every single day, all of it, is actually happening. And it's happening before our eyes. And we know about it before it even happens because it's too easy. We know the end game for the Fed, the banks, to own it all, to become the lenders and buyers of last resort. And they will do whatever it takes to get to that goal. There's just no doubt about it. And crude oil, like I said, as part of the military-industrial complex, finally closing here above 70, going much higher, much higher. Bank of America, $100 target? I think they're right. All right, I'm out of here. Again, people, this guy here, right here, loves you a lot.
Holy
See
shit.
you in the morning. I'm out of here.
That's a really good talent. I actually got a new item in Eidolon somehow. Alright, well, the good news is,
Almost everything we use.
hey, no autoplay. Well, the good news is, we know what's going to happen. Bad news is, in the short term, we'll just have to continue taking it up the ass without any Vaseline. Though, hopefully, this will just mark the, hopefully, start of Bitcoin finally recovering. But it's just almost too hard to tell. There's just too much negativity, too much manipulation, and of course, everyone is just, attacking and relentlessly, mercilessly rampaging against crypto in general. So, you know, until inflation starts to actually wake people up and make them do the right thing, I don't know. I mean, I'm still hoping this week will be a good week overall for Bitcoin and therefore crypto, but I don't know. Maybe it might need a couple more weeks, or maybe until the middle of stupid July. We're gonna need something. We're gonna need a pretty good fundamental, positive reason for crypto to go up. So maybe it could be Ethereum, but I don't even think Ethereum 2.0 is ready yet. I mean, Cardano is still doing their upgrade too for smart contracts. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh well, anyway, I'm gonna go. This actually turned out to be a little longer than I thought, but that's okay. There was that because, actually everybody dropped in, so that's actually kind of nice. And we actually went over a lot of good shit, so make sure you watch the replay if you came here later. Make sure you pick up all the good stuff. I don't even remember what the hell we covered because I went over a lot of shit. But for the most part, I'm still holding, obviously, because there's no point selling. And yeah, I bought more Dogcoin today because I want to convert it into Pancake Swap, I think, because I want to get some more 100% APR. And then I'm just waiting on Bank of America and ExxonMobil to go up some more before I sell my options on it and then cash them out. And of course, Riot. Riot actually was down a lot more, but actually came back. So there's definitely it's actually fair value finally. And then B, the price that is, and then B, it actually does look like things are actually pretty stable. So we just have to wait for this short-term manipulation to be over and flooding and whatever, and then, I can finally test out my straddle strategy, right? Because if I had done that, I would be sitting a lot more comfortably right now. But, oh well. Yeah, and Caroline explains why Bitcoin beats stocks now. Oh yeah, I kind of read this. I don't want to put too much stock on this, but... Oh, okay. So he was talking about like environmentally friendly Bitcoin mining or some shit like that. And he's actually said that because of ESG regulations, I don't know what that stands for. Oh yeah, environmental something and something else. Big institutions cannot actually get into Bitcoin because of it. Personally, I think that's actually bullshit, but I don't know. Problem is, I just don't I don't think Kevin O'Leary is lying, but I think the reason that he believes is valid. But oh well, I know, but they're still gonna keep accumulating it anyway because I don't know of any regulation out there that actually says if you buy Bitcoin mining stuff, we're gonna like tax and fine you or whatever. That just doesn't make sense to me. I've never heard of that. So yeah, the environmental impact shit is just pure bullshit. So, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to go. I will see you all tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, and hopefully we'll have something nice to talk about tomorrow. And by nice, I mean huge price increases. But, what I want doesn't necessarily mean I get. Yep. All right, have a good day or night. See you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Oh, and yeah, well, actually, it's pretty hot everywhere, right? Yeah, try to